Is Eddie McDowd a kid or a dog?
I am not a dog.
Okay, you're not a dog, you're a kid.
Right.
A rotten kid who was turned into a dog by this guy. And now the only person who can hear you talk is this kid. And you're gonna stay a dog till you do 100 good deeds.
Right, but I am not a dog.
Got it. 100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd, Nickelodeon's first four-legged comedy. Starts October 16th in the all-new Snick. And you're not a dog.
Thank you. Now lift the toilet seat so I can get a drink of water.
Hello, I'm Joe from History and Reviews, and I will be narrating this very special episode called History of the 100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd Redux. It all began back in 1997 when Stephen H. Berman, Mitchell Catlin, Nat Bernstein had the idea to pitch a show to Nickelodeon about high school bully Eddie McDowd, human form played by Jason Dohring of Deep Impact, famed but voiced by Seth Green, who is known for Austin Powers, and will continue to voice Eddie as a dog for the remainder of the first season, who was turned into a dog by the Drifter, played by Richard Mole, known for his role on Night Court because of his evil and selfish ways. Eddie has to do 100 good deeds in order to become a human again, and the only thing that can hear him talk aside from other dogs is the last person he bullied, Justin Taylor, played by Brandon Gilberstadt, who left the story of Jesus for children to be on the show, of whom he lives with, he and his family, as their pet. Another stipulation of this punishment is that either no one remembers Eddie, such as his family, or they assume he just disappeared, such as his old buddy Flacco, played by Josh Hammond of Teenage Alien Avengers fame.
You better be ready for Eddie. 100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd is up after we check in on our Double Dare game at the Snick House.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now it's time to check out an all-new episode of 100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd coming at ya. That was an all-new episode of 100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd.
Plus, catch all new episodes of Rugrats, The Amanda Show, Eddie McDowd, and on All That.
By 1998, their idea was greenlit and casting process began. The hardest role to cast was that of the titular character Eddie McDowd in a dog form. Executive producer Tom Lynch claims to have gone through over 700 dogs before giving the role to a Siberian Husky, Australian Shepherd mix named Rowdy. Rowdy was in a northern Hollywood shelter for years until a fateful day when he was taken out of the shelter and trained by Nancy Carroll. Josh, the writer for this history of, recently got into contact with Nancy Carroll via email to get greater insight into her involvement in the show and the fate of Rowdy the dog. Here were Nancy's responses and an ad for her work. Serious inquiries only. Although it is sad to hear that Rowdy passed on not too long ago, he will forever be remembered for the roles he played on film and the memories he made with those around him. He was dearly beloved by mankind, including the executives of Nickelodeon at the time. Let us give a moment of silence in his honor.
Another Nick Click pick is on the way after we hurry back to Eddie McDowd.
Plus, you can catch brand new episodes of 100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd.
Whoa, watch where you're scrubbing, dude.
On October 16th, 1999, the show premiered on the new Snick block of Nickelodeon to a decent amount of viewers. The theme song for Season 1, You Got Me, was composed by a band called the Hippos. Throughout Eddie's journey, he is accompanied by a few friends, most prominently a neighboring dog named Salvatore, voiced by Joe Piscopo, who is mostly known for his time on Saturday Night Live in the 1980s and who played the Taylor's paranoid neighbor, Mr. Watts, beginning in Season 2. Sal and Eddie give each other advice and wreak havoc on the neighborhood from time to time. The Taylor family had a lukewarm effect on Eddie's dog life. Justin was able to understand him, but his family and friends were not. Therefore, they see Eddie as just an ordinary dog and think Justin is crazy the few times they catch him talking to Eddie. Doug Taylor, Justin's father, played by William Francis McGuire, is a USPS mailman. Lisa Taylor, Justin's mother, played by Catherine McNeil, is involved in advertisement agencies and a few other jobs throughout the series' run. Gwen Taylor is Justin's older, sarcastic sister and is portrayed by none other than Morgan Kibbe, who later went to join the band M83, who subsequently let go or left in 2015. Other notable characters include Justin's best friend, Sarifa Chung, played by Brenda Song of Shelby Woo Disney fame, Gwen Taylor's admirer, Spike Cipriano, played by Danny Tamborelli, who is known for Nickelodeon's All That, The Adventures of Pete and Pete, and as Michael's son Jimmy in Grand Theft Auto 5, Tim Curry played a Rottweiler for an episode. Ashley Tisdale of Disney fame played Wendy, who is Justin's new friend that mysteriously disappeared after her first and only appearance, and Shia LaBeouf that played an extra in the pilot.
Her name is Tori, and she's the newest member of the household. Eddie and Justin sure don't mind having her around.
Eddie needs the loving.
The new season of Eddie McDowd kicks off with a 1-hour special tonight at 9, 8 Central in Snick.
By the beginning of Season 2, Seth Green stopped voicing Eddie for unknown reasons, and he was replaced with Jason Hervey, famous for the Wonder Years, for the remainder of the series. Some fans say he found the role embarrassing, which can be backed up by the unenthusiastic responses in regards to the show in Nickelodeon's magazines. Others claim it was because he was working on Austin Powers, Goldmember, and could not be present. Morgan Kibbe also left the series as well during the second season of the Part 2 opening. Fans on IMDb.com, back when it had message boards, claimed it was because she also found the show embarrassing. She was replaced by Melanie Murray, who played Tori, the foreign exchange student. None of the reasons for Seth and Morgan's departures have been confirmed, as neither the writers, actors, or executives responded to email nor social media posts. Season 2 and 3 were a turning point for the show. The production quality declined, the opening was shortened, and the theme song, made by the Hippos, was replaced by the Bahamamins, who let the dogs out, to most fans' dismay. The number of deeds Eddie had completed was also a mess. Most episodes of Season 2 and 3 aired out of order, and some were skipped entirely, which contributed to this issue. An episode in Season 3 would actually take place before or after an episode in Season 2, and vice versa. I believe Seasons 2 and 3 were originally meant to be only one season. Season 1 got 20 episodes, Season 2 got 12 episodes, while Season 3 only got 8, but both seasons were filmed in the same year at the same time. 12 plus 8 is 20, as everyone knows. Caitlin's Way, another Snick show by Tom Lynch, also had similar issue with episodes airing out of order and full seasons being divided up to pad out the series. Deed numbers were also randomly skipped, which I believe is because they knew they probably weren't going to get to 100 episodes as the ratings and viewership began dropping.
On the next, Eddie McDowd. Eddie steals another dog's glory. Will he do his good deed and give his fellow mud a new leash on life? Find out.
100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd. Tonight at 8, 7 Central in the Snick House. Only on Nick.
By Season 3, Episode 8, the 40th episode overall named Lost and Found, the show was canceled after ending on a cliffhanger with Tori discovering that Eddie could talk and the Drifter being reinstated as Eddie's Drifter after being fired by the Drifter Council earlier in the episode. Shortly after the series ended, the fanbase almost forgot about the show immediately. Nowadays, you will be lucky to find someone that remembers the show even if they watched it as a kid or a teen. It does, however, have a small fan following that, on rare occasions, will make fan art including but not limited to Goku and Vegeta from Dragon Ball wearing human Eddie and Flacco's clothes, some BDSM images, fan fictions, and other things about the show such as rare airings.
What would it be like to live life as a real dog? Eddie McDowd has to, and do good deeds to make up for being such a mean kid. 100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd. Weekends on KidsCo.
A few fans even post about it on social media and even show off some rare promotional items. Some fans on IMDb Fan said that a made-for-TV movie concluding the series was promised, but never came to realization. I can confirm this because I remember reading this online as well in a now-lost article. Since then, some fans claim that there were new episodes made but only aired in one country or even one particular city. Other fans claim there was a lost 41st episode aired called Hail to the Beef, which made a few different endings depending on who you talk to. They all claim that the Taylor's house burned down and Eddie ran in to save them all. Now the ending is where the different claims diverted. Some say that Eddie got to 100 deeds for doing this. but the drifter made him stay a dog for an additional 100 deeds because he knocked up the neighbor's poodle. Others claimed that he got 100 deeds for this, but decided to stay a dog. A final few swore that he chose to become a kid again, but had his memory wiped, as was told would happen in the pilot, and became friends with Justin. None of the lost episode claims have been confirmed by anyone associated with the show. After the show ended, it continued airing reruns on Nickelodeon in the USA for about 2 years. It continued airing reruns in Quebec, Canada, then on the Pet Network, which later became the Family Channel, for an additional 8 years. It was so popular in France that they released a DVD of Season 1 for sale on the French Amazon website and later released all 3 seasons as a complete series package. Josh was lucky enough to get disc 1 of this set. It was so popular in Russia that they released all 3 seasons on DVD. The series was notable for being streamable on the Nickelodeon website and even having flash games made, which included a Create the Picture puzzle game, a live chat with the actor and actresses, and a forum. The cast even appeared on an episode of Double Dare.
In the Snick House, and I am here with 2 very special teams, the cast of The Amanda Show and the cast of 100 Deeds of Eddie McDowd.
The show returned online from 2013 to 2014 on Nickelodeon's Nick Rewind streaming service, which cost $39.99 per month. In what format and resolution these episodes were is unknown at the time. In September of 2015, Nickelodeon announced the possibility of reviving some of their old shows. This is a possibility for the show's revival, although it is highly unlikely, especially due to the death of the series' star dog, Rowdy. But hey, stranger things have happened. So what have we learned during all of this? 100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd is a show lost to time. It was never completed and probably never will be. And so, he was a dog forever. If you enjoyed this video, share it on your Facebook, Twitter, and other social media platforms. Hit the subscribe button, wouldn't hurt either. Got a suggestion for something to review? Type us in a comment below. Thanks for watching.
Okay, check it. Saturday Nick is Snick. It's the most silly, stupid, buck wily, most persnickety, stickety, licker, snicker, bling, blung, trigger, nose, pick, flick. So kick it quick and watch it dip. Check Snick double quick. You know what I'm saying? Saturday Nick. Tell him, announcer man.
I know what you're saying. Snick, tomorrow with new episodes.